Welcome to the VET S.O.S podcast. Remember, don't drown to see a transition. Grab the VET S.O.S lifeline. Today, we're sitting down with Joe Mindak and Allan Betau. Together, I'm telling you, it's something with names. It's like it's a block.
You got it.
Yeah, and believe it or not, I asked ahead of time. So, all right. So together, they're making a huge difference for our homeless veterans. Looking forward to learning more about what they are doing today. So fresh off of our filming of the new Beavis and Butthead remake, how you doing today, Keith?
I'm just trying to figure out how to formulate complete sentences again. So, yeah, a little bit of nostalgia on that one. I appreciate that question, Shawn.
Half our audience is going, who?
What?
Huh? All right. So Joe is a seasoned entrepreneur with over 25 years of experience building and scaling businesses across a wide range of industries. His entrepreneurial journey began right out of college when he founded a marketing company, which he grew into a multi-million-dollar enterprise over 2 decades before successfully exiting. Joe's real passion, though, is working with veterans, which is why he started the Foundation for Sustainable Veteran Housing, which essentially tears down old, dilapidated veteran halls and build brand new halls with housing for homeless veterans. Allan is a Vietnam-era Air Force veteran. He's a family man who started his own business as a remodeling contractor of both residential and commercial properties 45 years ago. He has served as a trustee on several different boards and projects, as well as serving in the capacity of president chairperson for his church and Habitat for Humanity. Allan has also been an active member of the American Legion for most of that time. He has served as historian, chaplain, vice commander, and most recently, he has been the Westfield Post chairperson for the construction of new facilities to house the Post No. 3 Westfield American Legion, which will include housing for 22 homeless and at-risk veterans. His experience within the building trades has aided with the making of the Westfield project a reality, as well as assisting with the moving forward of other projects that FSVH has taken on. Due to his passion and commitment to all active and retired servicemen and women who have served our country, only to find it difficult to return to civilian life, he now serves as the COO of FSVH, as well as working on the New Jersey American Legion Committee for Homeless at-Risk Veterans. Fantastic. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing great. and just to help you out, it rhymes with meadow.
You should have said that earlier, Al, before you got on.
Yeah,
that makes
probably.
it easier. Yeah,
Still screw it up. It's a skill. It really is. It is a complete skill that I have here.
He's got three vowels, Shawn. It's hard. You know.
More vowels than consonants. That's nice.
More vowels than consonants. That you got it, Keith.
Doesn't say much for me being an Intel guy, I guess. All right, so Allan, let's get into your transition story. How'd your transition out of the military go?
That for me. It was really easy. When I got home, my family was still in town. I was corresponding while I was in the service with a young lady who I wound up dating, and we became husband and wife and had 3 kids. And I was in the computer trade for a couple of years because that's where I was in the military, and I decided that wasn't my my lifelong ambition, so I became a contractor, and I just transitioned very well, very easily.
That's awesome. We don't hear that very often, especially from our more seasoned vets. They tend to tell us that it was a absolute shit show, if you will. Basically a pat on the butt and get out.
It was a pat on the butt, get out. But my transition was pretty easy. I had a lot of support, and that's the key. Yep. That's very important.
Absolutely. Fantastic. So Joe, what got you to wanting to work with veterans? Where'd that passion come from?
Well, luckily I didn't meet Al till later on, or else I might never work with veterans, but but I met him years later. But I was in Hoboken, New Jersey, and sorry, I love you. I was in Hoboken. We had a magazine called HMag, Hoboken Magazine, and every month we would have a new charity that we'd bring to our events. We would have like a networking event every month, and we would raise money for charity. We'd have raffles for local advertisers, and the American Legion came to one of those, and John Kerry, the commander, was there, and he said, "We haven't been back in our home." And I was like, "What do you mean you haven't been back in your home? Sandy wiped our home out." And I said, Sandy was 2 years ago. Like,
Mm.
I know it was bad, but like, and you know, their home was a 1-car garage. It wasn't, you know, like a big hall like, you know, Al has. I said, no one's helped the veterans? That's insane. The mayor, the count, like nobody's come to your aid? That's total bullshit. So I was the president of the Rotary, and at the time I said, hey, what do you guys think about fixing up the American Legion Hall? We got 3 weeks till Christmas. Anyone in? And everyone's like, hell yeah. And we literally the next day, one of my buddies, John Heinery, he's a contractor like Al, and he had guys sitting around waiting for permits. He's like, I'll have the guys over tomorrow. And they started putting up drywall. I mean, it was all cosmetics, right? There's, you know, the drywall got wiped out with the water. We had to paint the floors. And so that just kind of, you know, snowballed into what we do now. And we wound up tearing that Legion down after we reopened it for him. And we wound up building 6 units of housing for homeless veterans on top of a brand new hall. And now we have 18 units going on next door. Got the town to give us the parking lot next door. So that's phase 2. And then, you know, I moved out here to Westfield and I was like, well, they got this hall that's, you know, I would say dilapidated-ish, right? It's
Yeah,
you know,
it's old.
it's dated, right? It's from 1940, whatever, when the deed is from. So, you know, how about we take that down? I went to Al and the vets there and said, hey, we built this in Hoboken. Would you guys like something similar? And then now we have 8 locations going on all over state of New Jersey. So
That's fantastic. And it's to me a perfect marriage. You know, you're bringing, you know, one of the biggest veteran support organizations out there together with, you know, a major issue that we have in our community. I mean, it
Right.
almost sounds like common sense, like we should be doing that, you know, American Legion, VFW everywhere, just, you know, building
Well,
that kind of thing. So
yeah, and that's why we want to get on shows like this and get the word out, because it the formula is there, and that's what we realized. That's why I started the foundation. It's like, wait a second, these halls like Westfield are sitting on 2 acres of land that they own outright. Most of the VFWs and the American Legions have bought these buildings back in the 40s, 50s, or 60s, whatever. They own that land, and they're sitting on in Westfield. That's a lot of that land's worth $2 million, probably more. So you have that. You have that if you need collateral. You have federal funding that's out there for this affordable housing type of stuff. And yeah, it makes why not put it all together? So we're building a $12 million building in Westfield, and most of the money is there for the funding. We obviously have to raise some extra funding, but a lot of it comes from grants and stuff that's already out there. And we have $2 million worth of property if we need it, right? So yeah, why not? We're giving the veterans a new hall. We're giving homeless and at-risk vets someplace to live, right? You know, and that's what they want. They want their own home, right? And then we have all the wraparound services. And in Westfield, we're building a ballroom for the town. So now all the bar mitzvahs and sweet 16s and everything, they're going out of town. The vets could take it and take that $10,000 for a hall rental on a Saturday night. And that's why we call it sustainable veteran housing. How do we keep these halls now open? Well, now you got 3 income streams, right? You got the rental, you got the ballroom, and you got the canteen. So it's yeah, it's just all there. Like you said, it all makes sense. It's right there in front of us. So we want to really take this from Jersey all the way across the country.
And you really got to interrupt Joe, because he'll just keep going on and on and on.
Yeah, how long do I have to talk?
have to have Allan raise his hand.
This is a 3-hour podcast.
I want to just point out that the American Legion actually is the largest veterans support organization in the world, and we're very proud of that. But it's not just for the American Legion; it's for veterans. I don't care what organization is asking for help from the foundation. We're going to give it, because let's face it, the veterans are the reason why we're doing what we're doing in life every day. I point out that we celebrate Memorial Day. Oh, those are the veterans. Well, those are the people who wound up dying in service. Veterans Day, yeah, we're proud of our veterans, but there's that third entity, and that's the veterans who just can't transition easily, like I did, like a lot of us did, most of us, and they really need our help. And where's it coming from? It's coming from us, and it needs to come from us. When Joe approached us at the very beginning, he brought a whole bunch of people in with him and said, yeah, I've got support here. I've got a fundraising expert. I've got a grant writing expert. I've got a architect for you. I've got a lawyer for you. I've got the town people. We have all that support in place for you. our post doesn't have a large membership. So we were very concerned about being able to do it on our own. And Joe assured us that he would supply that support through the foundation. And God bless him. And I hate to do that. I really do.
Turn up the volume. Turn up the volume now.
Can you please repeat that?
But
being recorded, so
but he was true to his word, which I found amazing in this day and time, that somebody would come up with this kind of project and support us the entire way, which is quite honestly the reason why when they asked me to become the COO, I thought it was a really good idea because I am on the committee for affordable housing within the American Legion in New Jersey. And there's sometimes conflict because the American Legion higher ups are very proud of being in the American Legion. And they need to understand, everybody needs to understand that it's not just for the American Legion, it's for all veterans in need.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and Shawn, when you asked, why would I get involved? I didn't get to serve, right? I tried, but I didn't serve. So this is
They didn't
my
want
way
them.
of.
They didn't want them. That's
Well, there's this whole other story, but this is my way of serving you guys that served us, right? You guys served the country, you served us. This is our way of giving back and serving the guys that served our country. Right now, it's our time to step up. You guys all did what you did, and we're all the veterans now. It's time for us that didn't serve. Hey, it's time to serve those guys that came back and need our help now.
That's awesome. So, Keith, you want to jump in while you got a chance?
right? Yeah, no, they took a breath. Jump quick. I am curious, like, because you mentioned you kind of hit on it, but like, I'd like to dive in deeper into how you went from initially just rebuilding these halls or this initial hall to, hey, let's throw some veteran housing in there as well. Like, how did we get from A to B? Because I love the fact that we're expanding on it in that way.
Yeah, so my business, I'm a connector, right? I'm a guy that yeah, hey Keith, you and Shawn got to talk, whatever. So I'm always kind of putting the dots together. And as we were fixing up Hoboken, I went to I got invited to this luncheon, and this guy Danny Attilio was up from Monarch Housing talking about we build housing for homeless or for veterans, something, whatever. That's all I heard was build housing for veterans and whatever. So I went up to him. I said, "Can I have your card, man? Just give me your card. I'd like to talk to you." And I reached out to him after and said, "Tell us more." Right. And he came and looked at what the property we had in Hoboken, which again was probably worth $1 million, $1.5 million, whatever. He's like, "Yeah, we could put housing right up on top." And then, okay. And I said to John, "What do you think?" He's like, "That would be awesome." And then we went to the mayor and said, "Hey, listen, we want to get you involved." And, you're just putting all those pieces together. And next thing you know, we're going, right. So, and then that's just like, oh, we did it here. We can do that same thing over and over. So we're trying to build a playbook to say, hey, you're out in Chicago, you have a VFW hole, you have a hole. Hey, here's everything you need to get going. Here's how you get the permits here. And we're trying to raise money. We have a big concert next year we're putting on. We're trying to raise a few $1 million to be able to get we have about half of the units kind of getting built right now. There's 543 homeless veterans in New Jersey. We're probably building about almost half of those units between all the different projects. This concert, we hope to get 8 more locations where we can give each location $250,000 to start. Hey, Keith, you got to. Hey, here's $250. Here's for the architects and all the startup costs you need, to get going, because you have to have plans to get approvals from the town. You have to get, you have to show what you're going to do to get money. So you need that up front. And we've struggled at Westfield because we had to come up with that money, and so we've been doing concerts and fundraisers and things like that. So we've been able to do it, but so that's what we're trying to do, and then say, hey, here's 8 more locations. Now we're covered. Any homeless veteran in New Jersey needs a home, we got that covered.
Wow. That's amazing.
You talk about wanting to expand nationwide. Are you looking like as an organization, or are you looking to like build a playbook and partner with other organizations? Well, what's that look like? I
can tell you this, that the Westfield project was a bit unlike the Hoboken project. I think that most of what we're looking to accomplish, the Westfield project is basically a footprint. We learned an awful lot. There's a lot of roadblocks, a lot of pre-construction costs that came into play, and we kind of scrambled a little bit But again, with all the support that came through to us through the foundation, we were able to jump over all those roadblocks and hurdles. And in doing so, also being on the committee within the American Legion, we've gained a lot of notoriety in the national American Legion. They're really taking notice of what we're doing and how we're doing it, because it's not the easiest thing in the world. So yeah, we're looking at this as a footprint for reaching out to the nation. Because there's like 38,000 homeless veterans in the United States now. Again, that's a registered kind of number. If I'm homeless and I'm a veteran, I think I'm a little bit too proud to go, I'm homeless, I'm a veteran, I need your help. So that number, I'm sure, is way low. And we need to see if we do this and it works with the wraparound services and all the help that we're getting for all of this. I believe that people will come out of the woodwork and we'll be able to help a lot more than the registered number.
Yeah, so Keith, we'd love to be like, hey, I'm in Illinois, I'm in Wisconsin. I want to do okay, cool. Hey, here you go, Shawn. Here, Keith, here's the playbook, right? We've done it. So maybe it will be, I don't know what it looks like, but maybe there's chapters of the foundation. There's the Chicago chapter, there's the Minnesota chapter, and we give all the support because we're really consultants, kind of, right? Hey, here's everything you need to do, and we've done it already. Here's where you get vouchers. Here's where you go for the DCA money. Here's how to apply. We have grant writers for you. Here's everything you need, right? And we'll supply that and show you how to do it. So if we could get people in different states that are like, hey, I'll take Illinois, and we'll get a chapter going here. And we've already kind of been, like Al said, through a lot of this stuff, so we know what to expect and things. So,
But like Keith, I'm just sort of thinking about partnerships, like with like Operation Lifeline, who we've had on the show, and I know there's several different organizations around the country that are doing this type of thing, but not necessarily with the like a VFW or an American Legion or what have you. So I think it's another possible avenue. But I think there's some people we could probably connect them with. Keith, what do you think?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. And not only that, but just, wow, the train left. Holy cow.
yeah. Well, there's a lot.
We were talking about old earlier.
You're not old enough for that to happen, by the way.
No, you see all the gray in his beard.
Yeah, but all those like we partnered up with a lot of people here in New Jersey, right? Soldier On, who helps with all the wraparound services. Monarch helps us get all that money. Without these people that we've connected to, right? And I had a guy the other day. He says, "Hey, he's out in Chicago, I think," and he said they built a bus, like a van, that they go around and give haircuts for veterans. So I talked to Bruce the other day, Soldier On. He's got locations all the way down from Massachusetts down. You can take that bus, pull it outside, and all 60 veterans, you need a haircut, come on out and get a nice haircut and shave, and they go to different locations. So there's all sorts of different people we can connect with, and everyone's mission is to help veterans in different ways, right? So we can provide the housing. Hey, what can you guys provide? And so we're open to working with a lot of different organizations.
And something in the back of my mind throughout this whole process is that you know what, we need to service our veterans initially and first, but there's a lot more homeless people, and I'm hoping that there's some way that the foundation eventually can start reaching out to the to the regular community with this footprint. I mean, it's something that it's working here. It's not easy. Again, we had $6 million pulled out at the last minute of our budget because the state removed $150 million from their housing budget. And the same thing with Hoboken. They lost $3 million. So we're at a point where we're scrambling for that money, but we have a positive approach to all of this, and it's going to happen. There's no fucking way it's not going to happen.
Yeah. And we have guys, and I don't know when this podcast goes out, Shawn, but on Veterans Day, we in light of this $6 billion we lost, hopefully getting $3 million back next week. We're going to see. But we're putting out a thing called the Give Me 5 campaign. Right. So on Veterans Day, we are launching this month-long initiative to say, hey, Keith, listen, I need your help. You're a friend of mine. I need your help today to help the veterans. I'm asking you for $5. Not asking you for $50 or $100. There's only one option. It's $5, right? Because that way, we all get hit up for all our friends or all different organizations. You feel like you have to give.
Yeah.
Good, Keith, I'm only asking you for $5, but you're getting off the hook with only having to give 5. Send it to 5 of your friends. And ask those people to send it to 5 of their friends, and ask those people to send it to 5 of their friends. So now again, I'm only asking, I only want, you could do $5, right? For a veteran today. Good. Pass it along to 5 friends. So we could get everyone to go along with it and do it. Just give 5 minutes for a veteran today. Everyone always posts on social media, I support our veterans. Well, here's your fucking chance, right? $5, right? I don't know if we're allowed to curse on here. $5. That's
that
how you
ship
can support
sailed.
Right. Well, you get passionate because sometimes, like, look, I was with my wife yesterday. I'm telling like more people need to donate. She's like, you can't force people to donate. I get it, but it gets you upset when people, and that's what and again, I see everyone posting on Veterans Day. Our business supports veterans. Well, putting a post up on Facebook is not supporting. Like, how about doing something? And this is something we're asking to do. $5 and ask 5 of your friends, and make sure they ask 5 of their friends, because that exponential growth, guys, 8 levels of that is 1.9 million people. That's $10 million we could raise. That's what so Keith, if you could do that, Shawn, if you could do that, and you could get your friends to do that and actually do it, we could raise a lot of money off of $5 each, right? So we're really kind of hoping that we get that going all over the place. So
not only does
pitch
that,
this to the federal government to do this too.
Oh God,
get our budget
Good
going.
luck with that. All right. I don't know who you think you're talking to, but once you raise that, that's the biggest curse word in the world right now. Federal government. Come on. I mean, I love this country. I love this country dearly. I stood up and I would fight for it. There's not a better place in the world to live, but damn, come on, stop being stupid. You morons.
So how do you really feel, Allan?
Don't get me started.
Yeah, that's it. How long do we have on this podcast?
And one of the other really good points is that just about everybody who's gets involved with these kinds of projects, it really hits home with them, and they're more than willing to give advice, to give out all the information that's necessary. My phone can ring at any time. I will answer these questions. It's a problem that needs to be taken care of.
Yeah. And just out of curiosity, like, what is kind of one of the most unique issues you've run into on the veteran housing side of the house, no pun intended, that you don't typically get with, as you said earlier, Al, like the regular community? Have you faced any challenges that are veteran specific to this house, trying to address the house building and stuff?
Well, I'm going to say that when I sat down with the architects, because I went with every part of this. I have been to every single meeting that I can possibly be. The architects wanted to make a grand, a grand place to live. When you're talking about a veteran coming from living in a tent or not even that, and moving into a place, it can't be grandiose. That's a big issue that Soldier On ran into. They wanted to, they specifically told us to keep the units between 500 and 600 square feet, so that it didn't become something that you'd walk into and became afraid of.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of psychology that goes into transitioning. You can put a roof over the head of a veteran who has been homeless, but they need so much more than that. So I'm guessing that's probably the biggest problem that we've run into.
And the only other thing we've as far as the building is vouchers, right? So again, like Al, we learn a lot. Like, so there's vouchers, right? So Shawn, you could get a voucher. It says here, Affordable housing, Shawn, here's a voucher. It's going to pay X% of your rent to get you into a home. But that's an individual voucher. So if we build in Westfield and you come in with your voucher, and then you're like, you know what, I want to leave and I can go somewhere else. You could take that voucher with you because that's Shawn Welsh's voucher. We need project-based vouchers. We need vouchers because you have to get that vouchers for your specific building so that you could get the grant money, because they want to make sure you're getting that money in after. If you're not, so we have to get these vouchers, and that's been hard to do, right? We're learning, we're getting better ways to do it, working with the VA. So we're getting better. So now that when we go out and to other places, like, hey, here's how you get the vouchers, and here's how you get them quicker than it's taken us. Hoboken, we've been waiting 2 years for vouchers. We could have been done and built. We could have had 18 more guys living in there right now for like the last year. It could have been done. Getting these vouchers has held the whole thing up, right? So that's what we've learned. So we're learning how to do it. So
and in the meantime, $3 million was taken out of the state budget. Yep. So
right.
Yeah. So, and I know we got to start wrapping it up here, Keith. It's I love this idea, and I think about all the different VFWs I've been in because I'm a VFW member, and I start thinking about easily you could put a couple places up on top, create this 2-story type of thing, and so you just start thinking about that, and this idea is so simple but yet so brilliant, I think, because you're now tying them to a large national, veteran organization that's, one, going to be able to find them the resources they need. 2, they always have some sort of support, because let's be honest, you're usually going to find somebody in the canteen or whatever at the VFW or the American Legion. But there's always going to be somebody around that, even if you just need to talk to somebody. I love this entire idea. I think it's fantastic. And I hope we can continue to spread this and make this kind of a normal thing for both of those organizations, because they both have their own post homes, so you take the post home, you add on to it, if you have the capability or if the town's going to support it or whatever. I love it. What do you think, Keith?
No, absolutely. And I even think tying into just, let's face it, the American Legion, VFW, both, and I'm sure others, we're facing membership issues, right? It's it's kind of become like an old vet type thing, and the younger vets, I'm a life member of both organizations, but I don't even frequent the halls anymore. I just I used to back in the day. But yeah, bringing in new membership and breathing new life into this thing, I think this could be the word gets out, and because veterans love helping veterans, right? Get the word out amongst the veteran community, not only to help these other veterans, but in doing so, they become connected with the organizations that they're supporting. Go ahead.
Yeah, and on that, Keith, Hoboken, once we launched and built, membership has doubled.
See, yeah, that's what I was.
Because you know what,
okay.
the young guys don't want to go hang out at this shitty old hall like it's just dungy. I mean, it was literally it was a garage.
Are you referring to Westfield again?
No, I said garage. You don't have a garage, so. But yes, your place is shitty too. But now we built. I mean, I had my 50th. My brother had my 50th surprise party at the hall. Like, nice. It's a cool place to hang out. And him and they're still in Hoboken. They go hang out there. Other people go hang out there. Now in Westfield, right? Westfield is like, there's no place to watch football. They got an entire bar with all the screens, every game. You could go there and have burgers, beer. Me and my buddy go there all the time. We watch the game, a couple burgers, beers, whatever. It's $40, right? You
can't find cheaper alcohol.
Right. But the new place we're building is a brand new, beautiful wraparound bar. Like it's going to be a place to go, right? A destination for people to come. And the younger guys now have joined Hoboken, and they're helping with social media, and they're helping with the website, and they're building new life and bringing new life into it. They want to get involved, and now it's a place we could go. So yeah, they doubled their membership, which is awesome.
That's awesome.
And now you're calling me old. God.
Well, I was just thinking that
I said the hall was old, Al. You're very old.
You said this hall was built recently, but then you said you had your 50th birthday there. That's 20 years ago. What are we talking about?
I know. Well, recently, in the last century or so. Yeah. So that was a couple years back.
All right, guys. So we do have to wrap this up, unfortunately. But I have 2 questions. I don't know who wants to take what. But the first question is, if you had to name this, because Shawn and I are loving this, like this dynamic duo that you all got going on. Would you name yourselves Halls and Heroes, or would you name yourselves Renovators of the Lost Halls? And then second question is, how do people get in touch with you to support this organization and what y'all are doing?
Go ahead,
Al could answer the first one. I'll give you the information. Go ahead, Al. I don't know how he wants to answer.
I think both are both would work. That's awesome. If you came up with that off the top of your head, I'm very impressed. If you've thought about this since
there's
you
a
first
little bit of research
contacted
that
us.
goes into this every time.
I just want to know who's Batman and who's Robin. I think
There you
Al's
go.
Robin. If I had to get, I think Al would be Robin. So yeah, if you want to get in touch, I mean, my email is the best. It's joe@FSVH.org. Foundation for Sustainable Veteran Housing, FSVH.org. And that's the website as well, FSVH.org. You can see all the projects we're working on there. The before and after pictures will really give you an idea of what we're building. We talk about on here, but to see these actual buildings, they're beautiful. All right. So, so check it out there. And anyone that wants to get in touch, feel free to shoot me a note.
All right. Now, what about you?
Oh,
I'm people to get in touch with you. Don't get in touch with Al.
I'm the COO of FSVH, so I'm on that website also.
Awesome. Okay, great. Right. Well, thank you guys so much for all that you're doing for the veteran community, the military communities, and yeah, thank you for coming on the show and sharing what y'all are doing.
Thank you for giving us the time on this forum. I think it's going to work out very well for all of us, especially the veterans.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you all for your service.
No, appreciate that. All right. So on behalf of the entire VET S.O.S family, we want to thank everyone else for spending their time with us today. It's always great having everyone along for the ride. Don't forget to check out all of our other episodes and keep coming back for more stories, insight, and support from the VET S.O.S crew. If you enjoyed this episode, give us a follow, share the show, and tell a friend or two. Toss your battle buddies, fire team, shipmates, and wingmen that flotation device they need to transition so no one drowns in the sea of transition, and grab the VET S.O.S lifeline.